Welcome back to Clipping In with Nick Scortino. So this week, we have some stuff to talk about. It's really more focused on how I finished up July, and a couple other things that have been going on, and pretty much just how adding strength classes has been going for myself, and how I kind of think it's important. But without further ado, let's just start diving right into these different topics. So, the month of July, um, I ended up pushing myself and did 28 miles in one day, which was very tough to say the least. I really, really had pushed myself, and I ended up finishing up the month with 400 miles. So that was achieved, and I finished the month with 75 cycling classes, 32 stretching, 28 strength, 16 cardio, um, 29,000 calories, 29,127 calories. My total output was 12,510. My total time spent was 34 hours and 3 minutes. And yeah, I also had not missed another day. I did, all 31 days of July, so I was able to get that done. And so far in the month of August, I've started my 25th week, which for me is a big milestone just because, I've said before, I didn't really expect to be going this long. And here we are, 25 weeks in, we're on almost to 7 months total. And I've done so far in August. It is now August. I've done 18 cycling, 9 strength, 6 stretching, and 4 cardio. I've burned around 6,815 calories. My total output's been 2,989. Total time put in is 8 hours and 1 minute, and my total bike distance so far for the month of August is 94. So I will definitely be hitting that 100 mark most likely tomorrow at some point. Really know when. I did hit a PR the other day. On Sunday, I took Kendall's 45-minute Hidden Hills ride, and officially surpassed my PR for 45 minutes, which is now 500. My total output is 528 for that class. So it was a rough ride. I'm not gonna lie, but I was able to get through it, and powered through it, got it done. And yeah, I mean, hit a new PR. And then I think a couple days after that, I ended up taking my favorite ride, which is the Lincoln Park ride. I've said that before too. Um, but yeah, pretty much, the only other things really going on is, I've slacked a little bit when it comes to dieting and, really watching what I eat. I've been a little bit more like laid back in terms of what I've been eating, which is fine to do, honestly. As long as you're putting in the work to, work out, you can kind of really eat whatever like you would really want to, as long as it's kind of in moderation and not like, mountains of fast food from, like Taco Bell, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, Popeyes, things like that, which I don't do. It's more of I end up snacking a little bit more than I probably should, but it happens. Um It's really just the nights that I work out later. So usually on Wednesdays I do Kendall's West Coast Wednesdays, and usually after that I have to have some sort of snack or something because I that's when I do my full workout, which is like the full hour plus, and I just get hungry because I'm actively burning a whole lot of calories in that time frame before I'd go to bed. So usually I try to have like sometimes just like a little Sargento snack break thing that I have in the fridge, which is a great snack to have. Nowadays too, I've been adding a little bit more. I've been adding some protein shakes into my diet, so I've been getting these Fairlife Core Power protein shakes. I'm gonna be experimenting a little bit more with that, just because I do kind of want to maybe get into just getting like a tub of protein powder to kind of make myself, because the shakes are good, but they're they're a little pricey. Not gonna lie, I got to take a trip up to Costco to see if I could find them. But and find them in like a pack or something. So maybe it won't be so bad. But for right now, just making do with what I got. And the other thing I've added too is I've been having some Gatorade Zero and stuff, a little bit more than I have in the past, just to kind of add that like little like hydration, some a little bit more hydration into my daily routine, just to kind of get that back into my system because I sweat a lot when I work out. So I sweat a lot, drink a lot of water. Kind of want to, bring it, because regular Gatorade is really not great for you. It really is not a lot of calories, but Gatorade Zero is pretty good. And yeah, I picked up a couple new flavors to test out. I picked up grape and fruit punch to try out because I was a big red Gatorade fan, so I'm kind of pumped to try that. I'm probably gonna end up trying it tomorrow after I work out before I go to work, which sucks. But I only have work during the week for a little bit longer because once I start school back up, I'll you know only work solely on the weekends. But yeah, I mean, other than that though, too, with me and this whole journey I've been on, um it's really just been working out, listening to music, picking my rides based off of my music interests, which right now it's a lot more of the rock, pop punk, hip hop sometimes. Kind of whatever. I just kind of look at the playlist, and if I like the playlist, I go take the class, and that's pretty much how it goes. Um, which is great. Today I took the Kendall's 30-minute 90s ride, which is a lot of fun. Had a lot of good songs in there. It's just a nice, not necessarily relaxing. I still put in a lot of work, but chill, fun ride to do to kind of break up, like doing the more serious, intense rides, like metal rides and things like that. I do enjoy taking a metal ride every now and then. Might do one tomorrow, depends. But um, so, but yeah, I mean, that's just really one thing that I want to stress. Like, I want to hammer to everyone really is if once you start doing this, once you can easily find the uh like different classes and stuff based off of your music, and it helps so much. It helps so much. I mean, like that's why like my favorite ride to take is the Lincoln Park ride because I'm a big Lincoln Park fan, and it's just a hell of a lot of fun to take. It's a great class, very intense, and you put the work in, and like like now too, it's really changed my music perspective more because I've been listening to more pop punk, rock, metal than I have probably in the last like 10 years, probably. And it's been great. I mean, I was listening before I started this, I was listening to some Bring Me the Horizon. You know, never really listened to them until I started taking some of these classes and discovered some of their songs, which is great. And well, another band I've been listening to a lot, but I discovered them through TikTok actually was Magnolia Park. They're a great pop punk band if you are looking for a different band to kind of get into. But going back a little bit more to the Peloton and working out, the one kind of saying I've come up with for myself that I enjoy saying sometimes just in my head. I've not said this out loud to anyone, but um I've been telling myself I gotta clock in to lock in, and it's kind of grown on me a little bit. It sounds really stupid at first, but the one thing I've kind of really pushed for it is the fact that I just I do need to clock myself in and lock myself into this bike to put my and get the best effort that I want out of my workout that I'm going to do. You can also kind of reverse it, which is lock in to clock in, which I'm gonna run a poll probably on Instagram, trying to settle that debates because I do kind of want to start saying that more often because it's great and it's been helping me, uh, with this. So hopefully we can figure that out. But yeah, I mean, pretty much the most things I've been doing is I still do 7 days a week. That's going to be knocked down to six. Most likely going to start taking Sundays off, just to give myself a rest. I've noticed myself starting to be a little bit more tired every day, a little bit more fatigued just from doing something every day. So I think it's probably best to give myself one rest day to chill out, relax, be good to go. I mean, the other thing too is like my rest day most likely will change over the course of time, just in case of if there's a class I really want to take that's coming up, or if I, for example, end up getting a live class booked on a Sunday, then that will definitely change. The other cool thing that's going to be happening this week is I will officially be hitting 350 cycle classes on Wednesday. So I'm pretty pumped up about that. That's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to do that. So hopefully that'll definitely happen on Wednesday. But I'm excited about that. Just got to keep chipping away at those milestones. Pretty much is the best thing I could say for that. That's what I'm doing for cycling, cardio, stretching, and strength classes. And no better way to transition into strength classes than that. So I've pretty much been adding some more and more strength stuff into my stacks or just days as time has gone on, and I've gotten a little bit more comfortable. So usually I do 5 days on the bike, 2 days off to give my legs a little bit of a rest. And on those 2 days off, I'll do shadow boxing just to get some cardio in. So I try to do shadow boxing for at least 30 minutes. Sometimes it's a little bit less depending on the day, but try to do at least 30 minutes of shadow boxing. But before all that, I end up doing strength stuff. So I'll try to work my upper body, my chest, my arms, my back. And then another day I'll try to dedicate more towards my legs, just to build some strength back into my legs. And every time after I ride the bike, I've added a 10 minutes of arms and light weights just onto the end, just to work my arms out after riding the bike for, I don't know, 60-ish minutes around there. So I like to get that work in, just to kind of get it in, work out my arms a little bit. Even if it is 10 minutes, I still get a pretty good workout in that 10 minutes. But strength classes have been they are very important. It's very important to work out your core. I've kind of realized that now, so I try to work out my core whenever I can on those 2 days off. Those 2 days off the bike, I do at least 5 to 10 minutes of core specific classes. Sometimes more, depends on the day and how much time I have to do it. Because that's the biggest factor right now is with work and everything. I basically have just been, getting up, working out, going to work, coming home, eating dinner, and basically just going to bed and repeating. But so I'm hoping once work kind of slows down a little bit and I'm only working the weekends, it's not as tough. But we shall see, because that's still up in the air. But yeah, I mean, the strength classes have really helped. I've noticed a lot, like especially in my arms and shoulders, like my and like I'm just saying this. I've said it before, probably multiple times. Like how, oh, this is the best shape I've been in my life, which is true. But like there's times when like I'm literally just look down at my arms and I'm like, wow, this is like, they actually look pretty good, which is a weird thing to say, but they don't look as like flabby and gross. They're starting to develop a little bit of muscle, which is nice. And you know That's something that I've really kind of strived to start adding a little bit more. At same goes for my legs and basically my whole body. I want to add a little bit more muscle, so that's kind of why I've also added the protein shakes um into my routine, which still is basically the same routine. I still do I basically eat my first meal at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That'll definitely change when school starts, just because I have classes Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 2, so I won't be able to eat lunch at 2, but I'll be able to eat lunch a little bit earlier than that, which is fine. I mean, that's just I try to eat at 2, because then usually I just have a couple snacks in between before dinner, and then I eat dinner, and I'm good to go, which is nice. And yeah, I mean, like, in terms of what I've been eating has not really changed. It's just more of the different things I've been eating. Like the other night, I got a little bit hungry at night after working out one night, and I had some Cheez-Its. And I haven't had some Cheez-Its in a while. I've been really good about not eating at night, but it was just a late workout night, and I just got kind of hungry. And it happens. We're all human, so there's really not too much that you can like I can really do like you can really do about that. But like, maybe try to have like healthier snack alternatives, I guess, other than Cheez-Its. I mean, I did have other options, but I just chose the Cheez-Its because I was like, I haven't had them in a while. And like for dinner tonight, I had some clams that were in a like spicier broth with some chorizo and some French fries and things like that. But the good thing with that is I didn't drink, so I didn't have any alcohol, which is a good thing. And I just had one Diet Coke, which is basically my go-to now whenever I go out to a restaurant. I'm still not really drinking. I had one drink the other night. It was all right. I mean, kind of hurt my stomach a little bit, probably because I haven't really had anything in a while. But you know, there's really not much to do about that. I just, you know, that's just kind of still how I view this as, is if I don't drink, I don't drink. It's not the end of the world. I could care less. And, you know, I still am trying to deal with my social anxiety aspect of all this too, which gets tough at times. There's times when my, I'm just kind of, we're in like a social setting, and I'm just kind of sitting there quiet, thinking to myself, because I don't really know how to start a conversation sometimes. And like I can start, like, if someone starts a conversation with me, and I can talk to them for a while, but sometimes I still struggle to start conversations with uh people I don't know and people I do know. It's just the way it works. There's not much I can realistically do, other than I sometimes probably need to just, break out of my shell a little bit. But, I'm still learning. So that's, kind of what I chalk that up to. But, it really comes down to I'm still learning how to deal with all this. And, you know, luckily I have this platform to, be very open with, because I've never talked about this to anyone really. And to, basically break it all down in these last couple of weeks has been very helpful. But now it's more of, I need to start trying to find um, different alternatives to help myself in these different types of situations that I find myself in. For example, when I'm out with my friends and I'm at a bar, and I'm just basically kind of stand off to the side and don't really say anything, or things like that. I need to start kind of breaking down the walls and trying to fix you know the issues at hand. And it sucks, but it's something that needs to be done for myself. I need to figure out ways to really handle this. And slowly but surely we're working on it. But, there's only so much that I can do right now before I am like, oh shit, I really need to start fixing and working on this as soon as possible. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone's different. So, you know, me saying this is my take on this. This is my, you know, personality, my demon that I have to deal with in terms of social anxiety and things like that. And, you know, there's good and bad days. There's days when I, just sit around by myself thinking, listening to whatever, and I get in my own head, and that's that. But there's days when I'm, you know, out having a great time with some friends or whoever, and having a blast doing God knows what. I don't know, but like just hanging out, going to sporting events, or even going out to a bar, and I'm just out having a good time. But it's all, it's like a pendulum. It swings one it swings one way, and that's how I feel. It'll swing one way, and I'll be in my own head thinking about things, getting overworked, and you know about all these different things, and then pendulum will swing back, and I'll be perfectly fine, hanging out, having a good time, talking, do whatever. It's it's really all like that, and it sucks. It does, but you just got to find that balance sometimes, and it's hard, but once you do, it will definitely become easier. And right now, I just got to find that, and there's nothing wrong with saying that right now. Uh, that's just the way it's just the way things go sometimes, but there's really not much to do until you can find it. So, yeah, that was just a nice little change of pace while talking about strength classes. But yeah, so diving back into something a little bit more positive, which is adding strength into your workout, it helps tremendously to add those types of things to build your muscles up to get better. So when you do certain things while using the Peloton, it feels a lot better, and that's something I've noticed tremendously in myself. Like, for example, when when I work out my arms and I do shadow boxing, I notice myself having a little bit more power in my right and left arm, as opposed to the way this like first worked out, where when I first started doing shadow boxing and things like that, where I didn't really felt like I didn't really have a lot of like power coming from my left, which is my non-dominant hand, or my dominant hand in my right. So, you know, it's nice to have, like, nice to see that type of progress, even just with that. But the some of the things I can, some of the things you can do once you start really adding these in is like, I didn't really think I'd ever do Pilates, but now I add Pilates and sometimes to work out my core just in a different way, instead of doing like a specific core class or whatever. But it it helps so much to add those into your routines and stacks to get that different, to work those different muscle groups, and it will really benefit tremendously. I do believe that part. So it's nice to have that added into, and to have the access to these different types of classes too is awesome. I basically have access to like a full-fledged gym, and it's great. So to have that and add them in, it really does help you transform a little bit more. So that, I think, kind of wraps things up. There isn't really too much else that I really wanted to talk about. I mean, it was, I pretty much got the two topics off, which is how July went, and did all that, and how to add strength, how adding strength into your schedule has been, and we even talked a little bit about some mental health, which I definitely want to start doing a little bit more, because I think it's very important to really talk about that type of stuff, especially because I never really started talking about it until now, and it's helped me tremendously with so much. So, um, that pretty much wraps everything up. So, thank you all for listening, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.